Good morning. Hi there. This is Andrew. And I just got back from the Iowa Prairie Network's winter meeting and conference in Ames, Iowa. And it was really uplifting and resilient, or made me feel that there's resilience in the landscape. Um, it is such a stark contrast for me to see what's out there in the landscape along the freeways, out on the lands. They look really barren. It is winter, supposedly, even though all the snow is melted here. And it's up to 50 degrees in the days. So winter is kind of winding down. We do have a little bit of cold in the morning and gets kind of cold at night down to 30s. But I wanted to just share with you that there is some positive things going on. Um, Went to the Iowa Prairie Network's meeting based on some inspiration and invitation from Steve Taylor, and saw some other people from Fairfield here. And there's a lot's going on. There's this Dubuque County has a program to help people get started planting native prairies in their front yard. They just encourage people to start small with a 10 by 10 square. And I think they give people the free plants and the consultation on how to do it. It's a program through Dubuque County. And we should do that here. And yeah, I'm networking and I'm learning about what's going on. And our town of Fairfield has a lot of interest in prairie plants and native plants, and so do I. And last year I started selling native trees and plants and had a lot of interest, and trying to do it again this year. It's challenging because I'm trying to run a business and starting a new line of business where I don't know as much about it as the main business that I've been doing for 20 years on and off, which is tree service. It's challenging, but it's good to push yourself and try new things. And, financially, it's not easy because I don't have really the money to start a new line of business. And it's challenging, but, I'm getting support from various people in the community who also have a passion for native plants and see the need to bring nature into their garden and support the pollinators and the insects and the birds and the flowers and also the beauty that native plants and native prairie plants bring. We've gotten down to only having 0.1% of native tallgrass prairie that's available here in Iowa, or that's been left here in Iowa, and the rest is the land's been altered. It's the most altered state, which was kind of a little joke between Steve and I as we were driving up to the conference yesterday. He was talking about how Iowa's the most altered state, and I was like, yeah, but not in a good way. So I heard at the conference that 60% of our land is dedicated to growing either corn or soybeans. And then a bunch of it is in developed cities, etc., freeways, roads, other altered states. And there's some other crops as well, too. So the prairie lands are very rich, generally low amount of hills and rocks and craggy areas. So it's prime land for development. And up until now, nothing has pretty well stopped the developers from turning the land into either cities and suburbs or farmland. So but there was like hundreds of people there, so there's a lot of interest in this, and I encourage people out there to dabble and put in a little native garden bed. prairie plants are a little bit new for me, and there's different ways to do it. You could either do it with plugs, which is kind of an easier way to do it because prairie plants often take about 3 years really to establish. But you can also, if you have a bigger area, seeding it is probably more appropriate because the cost and time would be less for a bigger area. But I'm starting small. I'm trying to start small and encourage other people to do that, laying out garden beds and planting either plugs or native plants in pots. This year, we are doing a program to encourage people to buy 1 gallon native plants that will have a very high rate of survival as long as people take care of them a little bit. And we're trying to reach people in our community to order from my website, which is Sweet Green Natives. But the website's complicated. So, shoot, what is it? Because I couldn't get the MailChimp website hosting company to accept the name that I registered with the GoDaddy domain. And so technology still having to work that out. So I have this long website name. Anyway, probably wouldn't remember it. I'll try to put it in the notes below so you can click on the link there. Let's see. There's a large industrial sized nursery called Allen Dan Seed Company that is in Madison County, and they grow seed and plugs, and I was very impressed with what they're doing. And here's a catalog that they have, and they have like on the front here, they've got like fields of different native plants. I'm sorry, inside here. So we got right here, we've got fields of purple coneflower, and we all know purple coneflower. It's a pretty well-known native and pretty, and monarch butterflies land on it. And there's a lot of milkweeds, and just they've got lists of plants depending on what kind of what you're looking for. Anyway, I was very impressed with them. Hopefully we'll be working with them, either ordering seed or plugs. We're trying to develop a kind of a local garden center here for native plants, wood products, and local artisan goods. And I would love for that to come together, but I need help from people in the community. I am starting to get some help, but I also need some money to help get this going. I do have, like I say, a rented space, a warehouse, and a yard, and it's a really good central location here in Fairfield. But the building is kind of provided as is and needs a bunch of work to kind of make it more than just a storage place and a place to work on tools. So that's a challenge, and like we're working on that. But I do have some other people that are starting to show interest and help me out this year, making things seem potentially possible. So that's fun. Later today, I'm going to meet a couple people down there. We're going to try to get signage and try to arrange things and move some things around to make it more arranged for having native plants there, watering and caring for the plants. I've got a bunch of mulch and wood, and I finally got my big GMC 1973 grain truck started, so I can move that, and may end up selling that. It's a little too big for what I'm doing, and it's old and rickety, but at least we got it started, so that was a win. So things are happening. It feels like we're in spring, and trying to be positive. I get in my funks, my depressions, and seeing what's going on in the world with the environmental near collapse that's kind of going on with so few insects and so few native plants out there. Depressing. My personal life has been a little bit also depressing, but I don't want to kind of bring you into that too much. But just trying to keep my spirits up and do positive things, and so just kind of in wanting to let people know about my interest and work with native plants and prairie plants, and that I want to encourage you to dabble as well. And as Doug Tallamy says, let's bring nature into our garden. Let's bring nature home, and we can all be a little part of the solution. So with that, I'm going to wish you a good day, and I'm going to go out and try to have a productive day. So peace, and bye for now.